Hi, it's Miss Cara from the Coventry Public Library, and our Family Fun Friday activity today is a fairy and gnome garden. So I'm outside in my backyard because I thought it was a good place to do this activity today. And I can show you my fairy garden, and I have a fairy and a gnome in it. So it's a fairy and gnome garden. And that's the one I made with the materials from the library. And I just added some potting soil. We just didn't give out any soil from the library, but I used it from my yard. So you could just use dirt, or I had potting soil at home, so I made mine outside today. So first we're going to start with the story, and then I'll show you some of the pieces I used to make my fairy and gnome garden. So this book is about a gnome. It's called No, No, Gnome by Ashlyn Anstee. And we're reading this book today with permission from Simon Schuster. No, No, Gnome. The students at Green Thumb Elementary had been working hard on their garden all year long. Finally, it was almost ready to harvest. Everyone was excited, especially Gnome. As the students headed outside, Mr. Waters assigned each of them a task. The kids quickly got to work. They only have one day till harvest. See their sign? They're going to finish up in their garden. They have one right behind their school. At first, Gnome was helpful, but then, oh, he's in the strawberry patch. No, no, Gnome! Mr. Waters suggested Gnome try something else, but pretty soon, now he's watering. He's watering the sunflower. Oh, you don't want to give them too much water, right? No, no, Gnome! Oh, I think he did. A little too much water. Mr. Waters gave Gnome one last chance. All Gnome had to do was stand still and hold the basket for the garden clippings. Let's see, you think you can do it? But Gnome didn't even last 1 minute. He was all over the garden. See him? There's vegetables and fruits. And he ran through one of the patches. Mr. Waters sent Gnome back to the classroom. When the other kids returned, no one said hello. At recess, no one would play with him. And at the end of the day, no one said goodbye. Gnome was blue. How could he show his friends that he was sorry? He's going to do what? What do you think he should do to show the friends he's sorry about the garden? He's going to fix it. He's going to clean up and fix the mess he made. So it's nice and neat for harvest day, right? The next day, Gnome couldn't wait to get back to the garden. The other kids were dreading it. They weren't very happy. They thought it was still a mess. But when they went outside, oh, Gnome! Harvest day, he did a great job. I think they're happy with that, and the teacher, right? Everything looks so nice in their garden. The students got to work picking their harvest bounty. Gnome was helpful most of the time. So that's the story of No, No, Gnome. But at the end, they were happy, right? He got a little excited, but then he cleaned up and helped the friends. So I will show you my fairy garden first. Like I said, if you picked up the materials at the library this week, you have a container. And then there's a fairy, and you got a gnome with it. So a fairy and a gnome came with the container. And then some of you have some small shells, others might have rocks. This one had some stones and a pebble. Just have to be careful. This is just like a marble. So if you have a younger sibling or cousin or someone, you have to keep those away from anyone younger. This came with small pieces. And remember, they're not toys, it's just for decoration, and you can leave it inside or outside, depending on what your grown-up says. Like I said, the only thing I added with the materials that I got from the library this week is the potting soil. I added that myself from my house. And then I used the pieces from the library to make my fairy and gnome garden. So I used the marbles to make like a little walkway for them, a little path. And I used some of the shiny rocks and pebbles. You could color your own rocks, you could add your own seashells. I added my own mushrooms. I used red paper and hole punched some white to make mushrooms to add. And that's how I made my fairy and gnome garden. Nice job, everyone. And don't forget, we have books on the library. We have fiction books about fairies, non-fiction, arts and crafts, and other picture books about gnomes. So we hope to see you soon, and next Friday for our family fun activity we're going to be making wands. So you can call the library today to pick up your materials for our wand making craft next Friday. Thank you, and we'll see you soon from the Coventry Public Library. Bye.